Hey guys, how's it going? This is Dilmer again and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm pretty excited, and the reason why I want to talk to you about this topic of how to actually go beyond, getting a block from innovation, from creativity. How do we actually get past that? Because I think a lot of times we start working on a game, we start working on an app, and then somehow in the process we fall into the trap of not going beyond the idea, and we lose motivation because we don't know really the direction of the idea that we have. It might be a great idea, but when you start making a prototype, when you start playing that game in the game engine that you're creating, then it doesn't really fit well into the whole game idea that you had. So how do we get past that? What do we do? What do I do to actually get past that? And that actually has happened to me, and that's the main reason that I try to push for prototype as much as you can before you say that that's gonna be your game. And some of the things that I did before was, okay, I'm gonna create a game, and instead of actually jumping in and deciding, okay, that's gonna be my game, because I done that before where I thought the idea was gonna fit into the game, then I started working on the game and then I was lost. I didn't know, the mechanics didn't fit, the whole game wasn't really fun. So one of the things that I really recommend you do is actually start prototyping. So if you have an idea or have multiple ideas, like I try to keep as much notes as I can. So I carry my phone with me at all times, and or if you have a notebook that you want to carry with you and write down all the ideas that you're having through the day. I get ideas when I'm in a park, when I'm playing with my kids, when I'm with my wife, when I'm sleeping. I get ideas all the time. So one of the things that is very important is that you're writing down those ideas. Not only writing down the ideas, but going back to topic on how to not get a block from innovation, from creativity. Try to actually prototype anything that you want to make long term. So if you're gonna dedicate yourself to making a game, you want to dedicate yourself to making a game that is going to be fun, that is going to have a really cool gameplay, that is going to be unique. And to do that, you got to be prototyping as much as you can. So try to at least prototype your game before you start working on the game as an actual game. So I try to do a prototype, test a mechanic, create one level. That level has to be completely playable. It doesn't have to be completely polished. It just has to be fun to play. So one thing that I did when I was working on the Destruction CO, which is gonna be my new augmented reality game, is that I didn't want to create all the menus, create the full-blown game. What I did is I just start using basic cubes, basic shapes, basic polygons, and then create a structure and try to break down the structure without having all the mechanics that I needed. I even did, one time I went into the game engine, I just basically stack cubes around and I created a building. It didn't look like a building, it just looked like a stack of cubes. But then the gameplay was what it gave me the information of determining if this was going to be a fun game. So I did that. I stacked some cubes, I made kind of a building shapes, and then I put it in augmented reality. Then I went to a space where I could actually play the game was a big area. Then I put some bombs around the building, I blew it up, and then that gave me an idea of determining if it was going to be fun. I didn't have to build the entire game before I knew this was going to be fun. I even had my kid play the game before I had it completed. He started playing around it, he loved it, and then I started prototyping a little bit more. Then okay, I knew that mechanic was going to work. Then another idea sparked, and then I decided, okay, what if I add something different? If I add a crane with a ball that can actually destroy the building, how would that work in augmented reality? What should I do? And then by then I knew, okay, I have a couple of mechanics. I know I'm gonna have multiple levels, and I came up with about 2 to 3 levels. And then I decided, okay, this is gonna be a really fun game. I'm gonna put a team together. I found, 2 people that could help me out with some of the programming, because I wanted to make the game much bigger than any other game that I made before. So just basically to give you a tip, if you're getting into those barriers of not knowing if the game that you're gonna work on is gonna work, try to prototype. Try to work on that game idea without actually, swearing on that idea. And you don't need to work on that game for a long time before you know that it's gonna be fun. Try to prototype. Prototype is one of the most important things that you can do. Even if new technologies are coming out, even if, let's say the Magic Leap is coming out, that's one of the things that I try to do. Is something new is coming out, I try to at least innovate and create a prototype, one day of my time. Or it doesn't need to be that long. It could be like 6 hours of your time that you spend on trying something new. I don't want you to, lose focus on the game that you're working on, but it's always a good idea to be trying new things. Try to at least, have 6 hours a week of your time where when you can actually innovate, when you can actually try new technologies, when you can try, new SDKs, new ways to entertain people, because I think that's one of the most important things, is just try to innovate, not try to be the same and clone things that already exist or copy ideas that already exist. Try to innovate as much as you can. And it is hard. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of games out there right now, but there's a lot of things that haven't been created. There's a lot of things that you can do. There's a lot of new technologies that are coming out. Look at virtual reality. Look at augmented reality. Look at new ways that iOS is pushing, new technologies, new features that iOS might be pushing, that Android must be pushing, that Steam must be pushing. So try to innovate, and if you get a block, like I was saying, just follow some of those tips that I provided you in this video. If you guys have any questions about anything that I mentioned, let me know through the comments. Let me know through social media. I'm in Twitter, and I'm always actively, talking about indie game development. And again, don't forget to share and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much, guys.